jam. It ain't too much a jam. It ain't too much. It ain't too much for me, that jam. Oh, hey guys. What's happening, guys? I'm just singing a bit of music. What was I going to say? Yeah, I just wanted to come in here today, guys, and mention that I'm launching Toomey Life. I'll put it in the video description, but it's going to be a new channel that I talk about just personal life stuff, because why not? I figured I have a gaming channel, I have a sports channel, but I don't really do too many personal videos. So I'm launching that channel, and if you want to find it, I'll put it in the description. Other than that, I just wanted to come in here and talk about physical media, because my collecting habits are changing. And also I wanted to talk a bit about where I am with physical media right now in 2026, where I am personally with it. Because I have done a lot of videos like I'm done with this, I'm collecting this, I'm prioritizing this, I'm experiencing this. I've done all these sort of videos, but I haven't really actually talked about where I am mentally with physical media right now. And I'll put it straight. With gaming physical media, because I've got a gaming channel as well, I'm really not collecting games of the modern generation at the moment. I'm not collecting PS5, I'm not collecting Xbox Series, I'm not collecting any physical media for those. I've got some games for them, but obviously PlayStation have announced recently that they're bringing in DRM, strong DRM. You're going to have to, if you buy digitally, you're going to have to authenticate within 30 days. Now they have reverted a bit and said, oh, you keep the game after the 30 days, like we don't have to check in periodically. It's not a periodic check-in. But I just don't like how this gaming generation is going. So with gaming physical media, I'm not really collecting modern generations. I am buying PS4 and PS3 games, and I'm also buying some like previous generation Xbox games, and I've sold all my Nintendo Switch collection. I've still got some games I'm still trying to offload, but I basically sold everything with gaming in terms of, in terms of the Nintendo Switch. I'm just selling games off now. I've sold the console and that. But this is a curation now. It's becoming a curation. I'm obviously listing some stuff on Facebook Marketplace. I'm listing some stuff on eBay as well, but I don't really like the eBay fees, so I'm just trying to offload it in real life and just give it to someone. Hey, you want to pay me this? Yeah, hey, just take it. And that way I don't have to worry about the fees. I can usually just get my money back out of it rather than make a profit. I'd rather just get my money back out of it. But that's pretty good. I've been pretty successful so far, so I'm not really making a profit on anything. But also, I'm also in that space with physical media right now where I'm not giving up on it. Like, I haven't given up on physical media, especially with 4K. As I said, I've been importing stuff. I've imported recently. I brought Independence Day, the full screen of Independence Day. I've got them behind camera. I've got the full screen versions of Jurassic Park. I've got the full screen versions of American Pie 1 and 2. I've also got, coming soon, the full screen version of Apollo 13. That also has the IMAX ratio in it. So I'm really still looking at how do I want to experience film? And I have touched on this in other videos. Sorry if I'm repeating myself. I know there's going to be one person in the comments who's like, you reported this in your last video and you just discovered this. I did see a comment from one of the people in the comments saying, Jamie discovers moderation or something like that. And I just started laughing. I burst out laughing. I was like, okay, that's pretty funny. Look, usually I just ban people who are smart Alex in my comments, or like smart asses. But that one actually was funny. I commented back to that one. That was actually kind of hilarious. But either way, my stance on 4K is that, like, and I'm sick of just saying, oh, I've got everything I need. Like, what does that actually mean? Well, I'm just okay at the moment. I'm just like, okay. You know, it's like, I'm not over it. It's just kind of like, I'm okay. Like, you know, when you have enough and you have a collection of this size, you're okay with it. You're just like, okay, I've got what I need. Yes, people say I spend a bit too much on it. People will say, oh, it's a bit too much of this, a bit too much of that. But I'm actually happy. And that's what you don't hear from too many physical media collectors. So often we're rushing to add more stuff to the collection. Now, I am adding stuff to the collection, don't get me wrong. I've bought stuff on DVD recently that I'm still adding, but they go straight in the box. The first thing I do is I get them home, I put them straight in the box. You know, this ET version is the one with walkie-talkies in it. So I don't know if you know the infamous version. That's the one with walkie-talkies in it. That's the special edition from 2002. Obviously, I have the better version with the guns added back in from on 4K, but, you know, I'm doing little things like that. I'm just looking at, like, putting them in boxes. I don't want to keep the covers for DVD because I'm trying to fold things down. And what I'm doing with that is I'm putting stuff into these boxes over here. Like, I've found little ones that look like drawers that go into the the Billy bookcases. They're really actually quite nice. I don't know, they're just boxes you get from IKEA. I don't know the name of them. I know they're on some pamphlet, but they're going really well. They're like little drawers, and that has probably about 200 DVD or Blu-rays on it. And the thing about that is, the problem with DVD is if you're putting it upright, especially standing it upright like this, it becomes a bit of a problem. But this is a box of DVDs right here. You can see how they fit in a lot easier, and I can put it as like a drawer system, like a library system almost. So as I'm curating and downsizing and making little decisions about my collection, you're going to start seeing changes, and you already started seeing changes. I'm not putting down the 4Ks. I'd rather just sell 4Ks I don't want. But I'm also going to start making a lot of decisions. One decision I'm making is that I'm going to be eventually moving soon, and I'm going to be moving into a new space. And it's going to look a bit different. So you're going to see this setup, what I'm going to be doing with that setup, because I know some of you take interest in this. These Billy bookcases, these are Billy bookcases, so they're actually double layered. If you go like this, you can see there's room behind there if I wanted to put stuff behind there. Realistically, if I wanted to put an extra layer of DVDs or Blu-rays behind, I could. Like, it would be pretty untidy, but you can see I could actually put a layer behind that and a layer in front if I wanted to. That's if I got really desperate for space. But also, what I'm doing in my next setup, because I want to talk about what the next setup is. I'm going to be taking a few examples from what I did over here with the wrestling collection. I'm going to be putting them in like, I think they're called Nedby cases, G with a G in it, G-N-E-D-B-Y. They don't sell this color anymore, but I've also got white bookcases, and I'm just going to match up the white bookcases to the white and keep the oak color to itself. I don't know why they got rid of oak. You can see just the light standing there. Don't worry about the light. But I'm going with this because it's a lot thinner. It's a lot more like I can put DVDs in there, get them very easily. I like the flat design because it takes less room. You know, I'm not really using the double layer of the Billy bookcases. And when I'm going into a smaller space, decisions like that need to be made. So the Billy bookcases are going to be going eventually. I'm going to be getting rid of my Billy bookcases. I'm going to be keeping some, but also getting rid of some because I need the drawer system, as I mentioned. But I'm also going with Nedby. So the Nedby is going to be the future of my collection, how it's going to have a thinner look. But for right now, it's still in Billy bookcases. I'm also selling stuff, as I mentioned. I've done a few videos on selling stuff. Haven't really started listing things at the moment. I'm going to get around to it. It's just a matter of, I don't know, I have to figure out how I'm going to list them. Do I want to put them on eBay? Could I get more on eBay? Or do I just want to put a price on it and let someone come and get it off Facebook? So that's really what I'm trying to figure out with that. But my mentality on collecting at the moment is that it's got to be done in a way for myself now that, especially when I have a collection of this size, what am I prioritizing? I wasn't playing Nintendo Switch, so I sold my OLED Switch. I'm selling the Nintendo Switch games off. I had them for a couple of years, but now it's just a matter of I don't really want them in the collection anymore. I'm not playing Switch. I played Mario Odyssey, I played a couple, Arceus, Pokemon, but I'm not really playing Pokemon. I'm not really playing Mario. I'm not really playing those games. Realistically, I might even sell my PS5 after I'm done with GTA 6 when that comes out. I'm not really playing PS5. I might keep it, I might not. I don't know at this point. But there are a lot of decisions I'm making where I'm starting to really curate the collection, and I'm starting to really get into the nitty-gritty of what do I want to keep, why am I keeping this, am I just hoarding shit, or am I actually going to watch it? As I said, I'm importing full screen versions because they add a little bit of a difference. I imported Back to the Future in full screen, which had a bit more top and bottom. Obviously you lose this bit of the sides, but you get a closer thing to 35mm, so open matte. You see it close to open matte, although it's not open matte. Obviously it has been framed in a bit because you will see the mic in open matte. So that's why I'm really looking at full screen versions at the moment. I'm really looking at differences to 4K. So if I'm going to buy a DVD, it has to be different enough to a 4K version, or it's got to be a movie that I'm not necessarily watching all that much on 4K, that I would get more use out of if it was a DVD. I've done this with Star Wars. I've went out and collected Star Wars on DVD. And Star Wars on DVD is good enough for me. Star Wars on DVD is good enough. I had the 4K versions of Star Wars, wasn't necessarily using them, wasn't necessarily using them. So I sold them. And people said, are you going to go out and recollect Star Wars now that Disney's getting out of it? No, I'm not going to go out and recollect Star Wars. I don't care about Star Wars all that much. I care about it enough to watch it on DVD once in a while, once in a blue moon. It's not something I'm sitting there like... The aura of Star Wars has went away in the past decade or two when Disney took it over. it's not like Lucas lore anymore. It's kind of like Disney marketing. It's like, I don't know, I don't care about Star Wars all that much. And plus, I'm more of a Trekkie anyways. I'm more of a Captain Kirk guy, so I don't know. Take that with a grain of salt. But as I said, I don't really like. I don't intend to go out. I know it's May the 4th today, but I don't intend to go back out and recollect all Star Wars and say I must collect all Star Wars because I don't need all Star Wars. I don't need it. I have it on 4K up to movie 6. I might go and collect the final 3 versions if I see them cheap enough on like 7, 8, and 9. I might go and collect episodes 7, 8, and 9 if I see them cheap enough. But I don't care about them. I don't even care about the ones I got outside of the special limited edition disc in it. Like, I usually just watch the original cut. I don't watch the post 97 versions. So I've got the limited edition cuts. But where I am with physical media at the moment, because I feel like I've danced around it a couple of times, is that I'm at that point in my life now where I don't care. I've got what I got. I'm happy with what I've got. I don't need more, basically. And I know people say moderation, and there's going to be smartasses in the comments. There always are. I don't care. I just block people, but except I let the last one go because I kind of got a bit of amusement out of it. But if he jumps back in again, I might block him. But I'm happy with what I got. I'm happy. And also, this is an asset. I know people say, oh, physical media is not an asset. Yes, it is. Some of it holds its value. If I sold Dawn of the Dead, yes, you're not going to necessarily get $1 for $1 out of it again, but you might get like 75% out of it if you can find the right buyer. You might get that amount. Like, you might get something close enough, or you'll still take a loss, but it's still enough to that if you needed to liquidate the collection very quickly, if you put a reasonable price on it, you could probably get your money back out of it. But that's the thing, I'm looking at box sets as well. The next thing I'm going to be curating is my box sets, because up on here, it's out of focus at the moment because I've got on the special cinematic camera on the iPhone, but I've got the Bruce Lee box set, I've got the Columbia Classics, I'm not selling 24, might sell Sony 30, not selling Titanic, might sell Disney Classics, or I haven't thought on that one, might definitely going to sell DreamWorks, but the stuff I pay, definitely going to sell Smallville, not selling Supernatural, but, quickly going through the box sets, that's what I'm going to be doing next, because there's a lot of box sets that I have that I'm not necessarily going to watch. I might also sell my Arrow collection over here, that's in the corner. I might sell my Arrow collection, or Arrowverse collection. And so I'm just kind of like, I'm making decisions now where my collection is going into a smaller space. Obviously the movie's coming soon. And I'm going to try to curate the collection to make it look good. This hat is really weird because it's back to front. It's really hitting the top of my head because I have a little bit of a crown hair up there. It's really annoying. But either way, I'm going to start making little decisions like that. And I don't know how it's going to work out. It might all come together. It might not. And, yeah. I don't know. That's just my mentality on it in 2026. Gaming, as I've mentioned, I will do a video on gaming at some point. I don't know what the topic's going to be. I might not do this video because I've already mentioned it here. But if I think of a gaming topic, you'll see something on there. I've also filmed a Hulk Hogan, a reaction to the Hulk Hogan series that's going to be up on Jamie Toomey Sports, so keep an eye out for that. That's going to be posted maybe tomorrow. I don't know when I'm going to put it up, but it has been recorded before this. So you will see it at some point. And also, here's a couple of end screens. You can watch any or, you can watch them all there. We'll bring the camera around while I do that. But let me know what you want to see. Hype the video, so swipe across and on the comments and press hype. That's hidden in the comments on your phone for some reason. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I can go live on TikTok now, which is pretty cool. I did one the other day. And then, yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll catch you in the next one. Go and watch the Hulk Hogan video when I put it up tomorrow. And otherwise, go and watch all the end screens.